Hey guys, welcome back. Today we have another 4v4. This one is gonna be two UK Denmark, oh no, Denmark, Piedmont, Sardinia, HRE, and they are taking on the French and Italians. Now we have an 11-point France, which is honestly my favorite French faction in the custom armies. Then you have a Spain, France, 10-pointer, and then you have Joseph, the 7-point Spain, technically another Spain, France. And they, like I said, they're taking on two UKs. One is the 1812 and one is the 1815. 1815 being further back, and the 1812 got shipped back across the seas so they could join in this fight. And Sardinia and HRE, like I said, joining them, a 10-point and a 9-point. As you can see on the map, the 1812 sent some Shawnee warriors, and they took a bunch of LOCs. They took this one, which very crucial. This one actually has a lot of battles fixated and centered around it. You can see the terrain. There's this nice hill that if the French or whoever is from this side can sit on it, you can put artillery up here. You have like some rocks defending your flank, and you can control this half of the battlefield. The same with the UK and all of them. They have this hill that they can use, another hill right here they can use. But as you can see, 1812 UK being very aggressive. They have their Shawnee warriors here just moving up real close. And the thing about the Shawnee warriors, guys, even the skirmishers, is their melee skills are incredible. And looks like we actually got Shawnee scouts maybe doing a cav charge, trying to go for some artillery, but I think the Italian cav is going to stop them and break them before they get a chance. Oh no, they're still going to go for it, guys. They are still, no, they're not going to make it. RIP, the first of many deaths on this field today. So, I'm just going to say Spain. They are going to be having to push up, take this town maybe first as LSC, or it'll be a distraction, who knows. But as you can see, the Italians and maybe the French are going to be along this side, and then 11-point France is going to be falling their way down this road, and maybe on this field. We will see. Now, looking at Sardinia, they're bringing... not going to try even saying that, but some Dragoons do know that one. They're bringing a decent amount of cav, bringing some line infantry. Don't know if they actually center around. I think it's mainly line infantry. They can bring some militia, but not really their... HRE are the real gun-wielding mass faction. I mean, they are going to bring a lot. They're like a Austria of sorts, but in some ways, I think better, in my opinion. Their cav, it's not as good, and their infantry are terrible against cav. That's the one thing that's not working for them. But the UK both are going to have squareable units. They also did bring some of their militia, their French-Canadian militia. These guys are far from home. Let's see, we have some more over here. Yeah, a lot of militia. Actually, this Canadian army brought a ton of militia. So, getting backed up by more militia. The real UK army is actually way over here. Looks like they're going to hit this road, maybe try filing down to meet up. So they are all together here. At this point, though, not a whole lot happening now. I started off just because I wanted to showcase the guerrilla factions. Like we had another building get taken by some Shawnee warriors. I do have a cav charge that I am totally missing. Piedmont and France clashing, some lancers. And definitely France is going to be prominent in this forest. You can see they're bringing Chasseurs Cheval, some more Lancers, or Chasseurs Cheval, their combat general, and then Cuirassiers. Their Lancers are getting attacked by some Dragoons from Piedmont. Now, Piedmont's going to have the tough job of watching the flank. Now, HRE are forming up with some of their... maybe Hussars trying to go around the side, maybe, depending on what Italy does. Italy, let's see, what are they bringing? They're bringing a good amount of militia, line infantry, let's see, some more militia. So they're kind of staggering it. It kind of reminds me of a Prussian build of sorts. You know, you kind of stagger both sides so you can bring that oomph that Prussia, so, you know, they want. And Italy is going for that as well. So far, not really seen a whole lot from 11-point France. The thing I like about 11-point France is their units are pretty significantly large. You can see 118 men in each of these, and this is just part of their army, obviously. So it looks like 1812 UK has set up on this hill. Piedmont is going to be setting up on this hill and maybe having a small rear guard just in case 11-point France tries swinging on their rear. Over here, we got Spain, France. Joseph Bonaparte is what I thought this would be, you know? Pretty sure this is Joseph Bonaparte's, like, a spoof off of that. But they are far back. So UK, and at least with these Shawnee Warriors, you can see where they are. You can see where they're going to be mobilizing. And you know so far that nothing's on the left. You just have to focus on this right side. Let me hit the slight fast forward button just in case something does happen. I'm not going too fast. Let's see, Shawnee Warriors. And the 1812 army is okay with sitting here. They have some artillery set up here. I believe these are 6-pounders. And, yeah, not going to be a whole lot of excitement for a little while here. But I don't want to miss any of the action, which is why I started so soon. So we do have some Chevaliers sneaking over here. Oh, got some skirms, maybe going to set up with some Cav support. Yeah, Piedmont's going to have the tough job of defending the flank against France. You can see that Italy is forming up in a line of battle. You see a little bit of France. Not a lot of scouting really able to be done here. Italy has set up their artillery. They have, I think, some howitzers and some regular artillery as well. 6-pounders. Yeah, 2 6-pounders and a howitzer. And they are blasting away at this UK position at this point in time. France now forming up here. The Shawnee Warriors are gonna sell their... Oh, you know what? Let me do this before it bugs away. So the Shawnee Warriors are gonna be defending against massive odds. Like they're shooting through the window. They don't even need to break the window. But they're sending in some line infantry, maybe trying to take out a couple of these guys, maybe weaken them just ever so slightly. Not going to probably go that well. There it is. So they're going to start fighting it out. And I promise I'm keeping an eye on the mini-map. So, oh, we got some Cav going for artillery here. Going for a sneaky charge here. Look at this. Losing the UK, just went for this artillery and just instantly slaughtered. I didn't get to see what Caleb be like. Oh, and going for the General Jean-Baptiste. The UK being so sneaky. This is why you always have to watch your mini-map. Cav is all way over here, not supporting infantry, and they just slaughtered the general. So huge win. They have definitely that's paid off, and these dragoons could possibly get out of there. That's adding insult to injury. You get in there, you kill artillery, you kill a general, and then you still make it out. I mean, talk about cheeky, you know? So, 10-point France. Dragoons, Provincial Cuirassiers. They're kind of just sitting in the center. They did lose their LOC, but I think that was worth it. Even though they did lose their cab, that's totally worth it. They killed artillery, killed a general, and forced these guys to have to fight. Now, these poor Shawnee Warriors are just going to get killed before they can even retreat. We'll not talk about the war crimes happening there. Looks like actually now we have a Piedmont pushing up some infantry. They have decided they're not going to deal with this. They're just going to swing around here. And if 11-point France does go this direction, I suspect they are just going to either just keep swinging this way, or they're going to defend this hill and swing at the same time. They have HRE coming up. UK are very close to being part of this line. King's German Legion and such, etc., etc. They do have some cav, looks like way back here. Oh no, that I'm looking at blue. I'm so used to blue being, you know, one or the other. So Italy is forming up a massive line here. Did somebody drop? This looks like AI type stuff. For just a second, of course, but it looks like AI stuff. The way they're running, it is. getting super suspicious. Because you never want to run your infantry. I don't think, no, they're not. They didn't drop, okay. They just are running, trying to reform in time. I think they're panicking, maybe. I guarantee you, if they're trying to cover both sides here, 11-point France is going this direction. Guaranteed. They are going for a flank, going for the river, which means they need to be very cautious here, which is probably why they're setting up artillery. Very wise idea. Set up artillery here, and you don't need as much infantry if you can hold the river and just use your artillery to push them back. Artillery, I think, is best used in the flanks and a little further back. You don't want them in your front lines. Because then if you have to fall back, your guns are lost, or if they do cav charge or bayonet charge, you're more likely to lose your guns. I've stuck by that. That's just the best thing I found. I always lose them if I stick them. So if they put their artillery right here, they have in fact, if they stick them right here, which is what they're doing, they can shoot either way, guys. This is kind of like a pivot point, and they can use their army to pivot one way or the other way. And the artillery can put pressure on any flank that is needed. Now, I do see some cav.
We've taken the buildings up.
Getting charged by Italy. Some Caldwell Rangers taking on some Italian cav. We got some militia who I don't think they're paying attention yet. But I can't tell who's who, guys. So they're probably gonna lose their. Italy's probably gonna lose their cav there. We have HRE falling back some of their hussars. They just need to leave some cav in support, and this is a really good position. They probably are getting shot by the French. Try to figure out where the French are. You know, you sometimes can hear the drums. I don't know where they are. I do not. I would not like not knowing. You know. So we have some more hussars just scouting, and I'm sorry if I'm zooming everywhere on the map, guys. I'll slow down. So obviously, France-Spain is going to be pushing over here, taking on the UK, as well as a 10-point Spain. It looks like Italy and 11-point France are going to be taking on the bulk of this force. And now, as soon as the coalition sees this, they need to make a fast decision. Are they going to push on Italy and 11-point France because they're alone, and then turn and focus on these guys, or are they just gonna, you know, go piecemeal and try to fight both sides at once? Because this flank is going to cave. I make a prediction now. UK will not be able to hold against two factions. 2v1 is never a good idea. We got some artillery, probably that is, well, they're defending it with some of their dragoons here. The Scots Greys. Glorious Scots Greys. Oh, yeah. A lot of French cav now shifting over this way. It looks like HRE and Piedmont maybe are going to shift over this direction. Like I said, guys, decisions have to be made at a certain point. I don't know what decisions will be made. This battle just seems to not want to, you know, start very decisively here. Both sides seem very content to sit back and wait. France, though, actually is not sitting back and waiting. In fact, I would be surprised if one of the French, I can see they're flanking over here, tries to go for a flank, sits on the river, and just volleys into the side. The UK do not have enough troops to, I think, split up their army. I would just try to hold this river. I would not push across with 4 units, because you're going to get massively outnumbered by the French. One French army can take you on. You don't want to split your army to try to take on 2 factions with your 1 army. Let the HRE or someone else show up, and I think that's exactly what they're doing. They're just going to wait, wisely wait, and let their allies make some moves for them. They do have LOC, which is taking 4% damage. Howitzers trying to hit this militia. Kind of a waste, in my opinion. Brunswick Sappers. Oh, look at these guys. Ooh, that artillery is coming in close. They're trying to use the LOC to kind of shelter their infantry here. We got Piedmont starting to form up some troops. Look at these tricorn hats. The flag is just outrageous. I mean, it's so complicated. The flag, in my opinion, the flag is so complicated here. But they are going to be forming up as Italy, with some militia, is on this flank, is waiting for them. These guys literally have no discipline, it feels like. They're just sitting there late. Look at this guy. He's holding it like he would, you know, as if he's posing for a picture. This guy obviously isn't standing at attention. This guy's trying. Yeah. Alright, here we go. So the militia are going to advance. I mean, with the slower moving battle, I can get a lot more, do a lot more showing off of the skins for anyone who's new to this game, because the skins for each unit are amazing. Very custom done. Now, I do think there's some shooting that's going to start happening over here for sure. Artillery is going to start pounding Piedmont. Here we go. We're going to get some militia. The militia can... Oh, yeah? Nope. Alright. They are not going to shoot. They are basically going to have a chit-chat with their... I don't know, they were falling back, that's why. Okay, let's zoom out here. We've done enough of that for now. And look at what's happening on the field of battle. So Italy is shifting over. I suspect 11 point, maybe just gonna... I don't know where they're going to be pushed, honestly. I really don't. I'm not even going to try guessing anymore. We'll just wait this out. We have France forming up here. Now, the LOC advantage as of right now is with the coalition. Now, there's a 4-pointer way over here. Another 4-pointer way over here. We know they have a 1-pointer over here. Oh, we may have some action here. We may have some mounted guides. Gonna get shot to pieces by some militia. Or not. Maybe they just scared them so much they just ran. But we got some flanking grenadiers, although they may charge the militia and kill the militia here. But they use that as a distraction, I suspect, to get a push up the infantry, and here we go. I think Sardinia is gonna push here, and Cav from France is now going to engage here, going for some hussars. At this point, you should commit to a fight. I mean, you're just gonna lose them. But maybe they're pulling them back, because here we go, Sardinia pushing in on the flank here, and France needs to be very careful. They are outnumbered here. If they do not play things right, this battle could go very poorly. You can see a lot more reinforcements showing up. You need to cut off this flanking attack because your men are getting encircled. The UK should throw in some light dragoons, in my opinion. The French are going to get encircled. That is my prediction, and they're going to start losing their cav here. And more dragoons from HRE showing up. This is going to turn out disastrously for the French. In fact, I would get these dragoons out of there. Sacrifice the... Oh, no, this is your cuirassiers. They should throw in more French cav at this point. Try flanking maybe the UK. Exactly what they're going to do. You got to save... They broke them, though. So the French have lost 5 cav units here. Sardinia, at the meantime, is also going to push over here and attack some more militia. Maybe use that as a distraction. You can push up infantry, get really close as France is locating. And I would say this is a huge win for the coalition here. The amount of guys that we really got lost. The French lost a ton of cav. Now, Sardinia is going to lose more of their cav here against the militia. I think they're trying to go for the artillery, actually. And possibly they did. At least they made them so they couldn't limber back up. But Italy could be a little more aggressive here, in my opinion. In fact, this is a weak spot. The HRE are spread thin now. They may not know that because they're not able to scout. But if you push up here, this is a huge exploit. If Italy pushes right here, if France swings right here, of course they don't have cav to defend their position anymore. The thing about cav engagements that I've noticed, once someone commits cav, everybody just keeps wanting to throw in more and more cav, if you guys know what I mean. It's like it's almost like it's like an addiction. Once you start committing cav, you just have to it's all the cav, you know. And that cav battle was with that infantry support on either side, which is okay. Sardinia maybe had a little bit of infantry support. I think right here on the flank they were firing. This is not, in my opinion, how you should use militia. Now, they are a good meat shield, and they are letting the Italians get in position, but usually to buff them around. Now, Italy has decent morale, so you may not have to do this, But having them in the back lines can just
This building has
boost
fallen
the
to the enemy.
morale of your army, your line infantry. Now they do have artillery sitting really close. That is going to level Sardinia's line infantry here. But Sardinia is going to start breaking with some solid regular volleys here. They're going to start breaking. Oh, here we go. We got some Chasseurs Cheval going for HRE, Free Corps, Grenadiers, I do believe. Some Grenadiers. They're maybe trying to charge to keep their whole militia line from routing here. As you see, Italy's trying to, and look at this. HRE are deciding now is the time to advance. Now, I think this battle is probably won because HRE now have cav support, and they do well in line battles. So they are going to do very well. I don't know. There is 11-point France, I think, and I totally missed it. I apologize, guys. It looks like the French charged in with some cav, taking on Piedmont's cavalry. They have infantry pushing across the river here. Get on the hill, maybe try turning the flank. At the same time, Italy needs to move with you if that's going to work. But right now, this is where the fight is happening. And UK and Sardinia are just...
Our men are running, sir.
...pushing on this artillery here. And taking it out so that their line battle is not in vain. Now, Italy can't keep wasting this infantry. They got to push. The coalition is weakening themselves to make this push here. They're taking away the reinforcements from each side. You can see they're massing up in the center. Look at this red blob. Or lines. Red lines. People get so offended when you say blob. I don't mean blob in the way that people think I do. Anyway. Red lines here, and they have nothing over here, which is why 11-point France could still turn this around here. They can still push.
Running, sir.
And you can see Piedmont is actually losing. Not sure if they lost their artillery. They did lose their artillery. Piedmont has more artillery over here, and I would suggest I would tell them just to fall back to like this hill over here and watch their flank and keep pushing right here, where you can see Italy is breaking massively. Piedmont went in with some more cav, following it up with more infantry. HRE are now engaging in this fight over here. The UK haven't done anything yet. They're just kind of staring at each other. But France is going to start taking on the HRE. These units are just so massive. Just so massive. If you just get some good morale sitting behind them, they are going to start toasting these 90, 94 men, 110 men infantry. Now, come on, guys. Get a volley off. For Pete's sake. So France is trying to stop Sardinia cav as they've been running and just hitting the line infantry of Italy. Oh, here we go. Some dragoons going in. None of these guys can form square. Oh, these guys can. But HRE are going to support that line fight, or that cav battle here. So Italy is in shambles. 11-point France is showing up. Looks like 11-point France may have split themselves here. They are just firing a little bit over here, not really pushing. Maybe a diversion force. If 11-point France is here, then that will be huge. Now look at this. There's a general sitting right here, and there's a French, or a UK cav sitting right here. Now look at this massive break. Dragoons, like all sorts of cav from the coalition are just pushing here. They are basically severing Italy from their ally, and 10-point France is looking really isolated right now. Finally, we are getting a UK push here from 1812, as Italy probably has been moving more and more troops over here. In fact, Italy probably should try to fall back a little bit and try to like swing around and join their ally here, because the HRE and coalition are just mass charging and just destroying their army here, and they cannot reform because of all the cav that just keeps hitting them. More cavalry went for their artillery. UK went in and did not take out the 12-pounders, but they got HRE units so close. These guys need to fire, for goodness sakes. I mean, they're such a large unit. If they don't fire, you know, that is a problem. Now, here goes some Italian cav trying to maybe save this flank here. I mean, they still have some units. They still have an army. In fact, they should tell their ally to fall back a little bit so they can just reform here. Over here now, Italy is being attacked.
Our men are running, sir.
We have some cav going for maybe more of this infantry here. Just so much cav support here. UK may not do amazingly well, but they could definitely swing on this flank and totally annihilate this flank, I think, with the forces they have. They just gotta move fast, because right now their ally is gonna be running away. They're gonna try to reform. Now this battle's not over yet. They may have separated them, but there's still some pretty strong factions here. Now, I don't know what these guys are doing, but they need to relocate here.
Our men are running, sir.
UK are just kind of sitting here wasting their time. And the UK are definitely the smaller of the two forces here. So I think that this Joseph, Spain, France could shift over here and help out their ally who's getting double teamed, like 2v1'd, basically. HRE and Piedmont are pushing up on them. Now, we do have Piedmont taking on France still. Italy is in a regular line battle against 1812 UK. They are now starting to swing on the flank. Here's the rest of 11 Point France. This is why I like 11 Point France. And like I said before, they just have some really large units. And it's France, you know? They have good morale. They can fight forever. We do only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 infantry taking on, you know, 7 French. Plus Italy is going to start swinging on the flank, so the UK maybe need to just bend, not break. Alright guys, we're back. It crashed, which happens every once in a while, unfortunately. But I was talking about when we got abruptly cut off there. Piedmont is making a big push here, and basically letting the HRE push the 10-point France back towards their 7-point ally. UK are also looking, they're starting to push up here. But the big push obviously happening here. Italy has been able actually to form up again here now. They are being stretched very thin as it is. They do have a good flank. And France over here actually has a solid push for this hill with the units they have left over there. Like I said, they're going to be pushing up this hill, and they could sweep the side here. The coalition is going to have to be very cautious and maybe even have a falling back. A little bit of falling back just to let the artillery help drive them out, especially they don't want to get outflanked by the 11-point France here. Meanwhile, the HRE are making some massive pushes here. The Dragoons from the French are trying to destroy them, but these units are so massive that I don't think they're going to make even a dent. Without infantry support, this cav is useless. And that's exactly why they're probably all together here. They're not even shooting, guys. They're just standing here, and this French Dragoon unit is dying. Now they're going to get a volley as they're retreating here. Most likely. And the Dragoons, I predict, will not live to see another day. They're going to die so fast. In the meantime, you can see the UK are pushing up here. They're not even fighting over here, guys. They are just taking on flank, and 7-point France is not doing a whole lot. Over here, Italy has made a huge breakthrough. Not breakthrough, but a very solid defense. UK are now falling back. Their units were losing just to the superior infantry weight. Over here, HRE making a huge break here, guys. So France is taking a turn for the better on the right flank for them, and that's probably another reason why the UK are probably falling back. They do have a lot of artillery massed up here, maybe doing a grand battery, who knows. But now it's a race, I feel like. It's a race to see if Piedmont Sardinia can take on this part of France, and Italy, I mean, before the reinforcements from both sides come spilling over the hill and take on the flank. HRE need to make huge push here. They need to win this fight over here. UK need to be very cautious so they don't lose. They do have some artillery setting up right here. They could honestly fall back a little bit. Kind of take some space here. They did have some infantry across the river. They're pushing back to fight, but they're going to have a massive outflank. So this battle is not over by any means for the French. The French could still take this. Just it's not looking as good as it should maybe be. This push, oh, we got one line infantry here. Bravely trying to hold against the French. 196 men, guys. It'd be beautiful if they got a volley off, but for some reason they're just not firing, and that just goes back to maybe, there we go. Oh my goodness. Alright, well they're gonna probably lose, but they still will hurt the French. But as you can see, guys, two sides been split. They been split in half. And Italy has a massive break, as it looks like the HRE in Sardinia just keep pounding them with cav, and the Italians just cannot catch a break. Sardinia doing an excellent job of just breaking the Italians as fast as they can reform. So this battle actually looks like they may be able to finish off Italy before France gets here. Although France is still going to be pretty strong, especially if the rest of Italy peels off and goes and joins up with them. They should do pretty well. Now over here, the HRE are fighting. We got the UK getting super uber close to these massive units of France, Spain. And also they're getting massively outflanked here. You got the Scots Greys and some Hussars sitting on the flank here. They're going to hope to do something, but I mean, you can't do anything against a square. And they have them wisely on the flank. So the UK may be getting outnumbered here. Now, France is, as you can see, breaking against just the HRE's massive assault lines here. Over here, the HRE are using their cav very effectively here and just smashing through Italy. Italy has had a massive break. I think Piemont's making sure these guys don't come back, which is why they're chasing them down. They don't want any of this coming back, because that could change the course of that battle. And that's one of the few times where you definitely want to chase down the enemy. Like, you don't want them coming back. So France is now going to advance. They don't have their general, I don't think. But they do have some units here. Oh, there's general right here. Napoleon Bonaparte could really be used up here. You know, but they did split off, so this is good to see. Now the battle is in literally two sides of the map. Both sides have been split. The dice has been thrown. One side or the other is going to win. I keep missing the HRE, or not the HRE, but looks like the UK actually made a huge break here. And we have a massive bayonet charge maybe by some HRE infantry going against the Cav, as well as Cav for the HRE has some Hussars. So HRE putting all the pressure they can. At this point in time, they need to break the French. Now over here, their ally is not doing as well. In fact, they may try falling across the river. They are still very even, dead set even here. On this side, the UK are going to form up into a kind of defensive line here using the logs and other things to defend this LOC. They don't want to lose. We have artillery setting up here. We got a horse artillery. We got some 3-pounders. These guys are going to fire fast. They don't have good range, but they have fast reloading. Hopefully this can even the odds for them, because they've worked so hard to, they've worked so hard that I would hate to see them lose in the last minutes here. This battle is still starting to get back into starting. HRE are just making huge gains here. 10-point France cannot
We have killed
stop
their general,
them.
sir.
Hussars
Now they must
just, okay, who? Okay, the general, okay, so France's general, I do believe, is dead. So the generals have just been getting killed here so fast. I think France is, as you can see, they kill the general at the perfect moment. This is when you kill a general, guys. Look at the wavering that's happening because of killing the general. What a buff, like a debuff that did to the morale of France. Over here, the UK are still trying to fight here. Did a bayonet charge with some King's German Legion. Starting to break the 7-point France. And their Cav guys, where's their Scots Greys? Ah, yes, the Scots Greys going in. I love the Scots Greys, one of my favorite Cav units of all time. They're starting to break France, thankfully. And the only big fight now happening is over here, where France and Italy now have maybe regained the initiative. Artillery going to be doing some super heavy damage The closer you get, the more damage those cannonballs do. And let's see if they have canister shot here.
Glorious victory,
Ooh.
sir, is soon
Yes,
to be
they
yours.
did, guys. Yes, they did. And they broke them. So Italy needs to put pressure on some point, or France needs to. France has the units. You can march up real close, guys. You can march up so close and just start firing. And UK, I predict, are just going to start crumbling on this side. Italy, of course, is not going to probably do well against that fight over there. Now over here, HRE have broken Italy totally. Just successive bayonet and cav charges. So now, only thing that needs to be dealt with. Oh, Scotsgrey is taking on some Spanish cav here, just totally wrecking them. And it looks like the French maybe should fall back across the river. You know, use that river to your advantage here. Make it difficult for them to push on you. Now, HRE are sending some troops back here because look at how fast the UK are crumbling. In fact, they are getting outshot because of this huge ring. They should fall back to this house so they aren't getting just massively outflanked. We do have Italian infantry going in for the cannon. And I think this time they will make it. We do have some infantry gonna bayonet charge them, countering their charge. Over here we have more France 11 and Italy taking on Sardinia, who has some reserves. I'm just sitting on this tree line and shooting back at them. The UK, like I said, guys, I think they're gonna break. Now, reinforcements are on the way. Yeah, Italy has lost their cav here. Now the HRE are just going to join up with the UK and take on Spain, France. Ooh, I like the black and white. Looks very nice. Very nice. There we go. Brace for a cav. Charge, men. Scotsgrays. Yikes. Scotsgrays got a volley in, but it's not going to matter. Their cav's just going to hit the 7 point from all sides here, so they're about to die really fast. Over here we got 11 point, just slaughtering these HRE. They're just killing them. It looks like actually the UK, I think they're sacrificing. Oh my goodness. Okay, so more bayonet charges from, excuse me, from France and Italy. And they are just trying.
Our men are running, sir.
All they can. Now, like I said, the UK maybe are sacrificing because Italy and France are wasting a lot of time shooting these guys to pieces. And they should be swinging around the flank, trying to basically beat this army before the HRE and the other UK show up. Because HRE is already mobilizing back, guys. The UK have got this. They got guys in this ruined building. Shawnee warriors. They got Cav just eating away at the flank. I think they lost their German Legion Hussars. Scotsgrays are still there. They're gonna get so many kills because they've been chasing down troops, making sure they don't return. The UK got it, so HRE is moving back this way, and the bulk of their army is already showing up here. So 11 point France is not going to do very well here. I'm surprised these guys have held up as long as they have, to be honest. I mean, it's impressive for militia. Piedmont here, pushing, holding the hill at the same time. Excellent hold, as you can see. Possibly, oh yeah, bayonet charge, raging here. Grenadiers for Piedmont. Oh, these guys look cool. Very nice, and they're gonna go for a charge on France here, or Italy, my bad. And probably gonna start making a chain route as these guys are just gonna start breaking one at a time. HRE Dragoons just you know, driving that final nail in the coffin of Italy. And Italy only has a couple units left here. They have just taken the brunt of this battle. Surprisingly, 1812 militia have just done really well here. They have some horse artillery setting up. HRE are kind of still just forming up here. They're letting the UK buy them time. En masse rout. Oh wow, we have some cuirassiers way over here. So UK, like I say, guys, they are basically finishing off the remainder of this Spain, France. Not a whole lot of them left. They're going to break here, and this is the only place where the fighting is happening still. So I'm just going to stay over here now. You keep an eye on the mini-map, but it's HRE are now forming up to watch for the 72E, who are forming up to fight on the flank here. We have the 64E, and we have National Guard in the 3E who are forming up here. They're going to take out the UK, but maybe too late, as now Cav are fighting over here. We have cuirassiers getting charged by some dragoons. Piedmont is pushing up. Italy is non-existent on this flank, so we have 276E line infantry trying to hold against a massive line of Piedmont here. And I think the only thing to really say about this battle, guys, is it just goes to show that Italy does not, or France does not always win. You know, France isn't always going to be the victor. They do win a lot, it feels like, but maybe just I've been getting a lot of French replays recently. But now I've been on like a burst of a bunch of coalition wins. It's nice to have a little change. All right, so UK have taken them on, finished them up, so it's just gonna be cleanup and this fight raging around this LOC here. As now France is going to fall back, maybe. We do have some sneaky militia going for the 48. What are these guys? Look at these trench coats. They don't have an officer anymore. Oh, they're just gonna shoot the. I don't know if the UK even noticed, but they're gonna do a bayonet charge and drive off the militia here. Italy and France actually holding tight on this side here. France is not just giving up. They are not giving up by any means. They may not win by LOC, and they may not win the battle, but they are not going down without inflicting losses on enemies. I wish there was such a thing as tactical withdrawal. I know it would make sense in a multiplayer game. I might as well fight it out to the end. So we have Italy actually going into the house, some line infantry. Trying to take on some sappers and Shawnee warriors. Piedmont is, oh wow, they're losing to some 48E line infantry here. Over here, the UK are now falling back. We do have a little bit of French forces over here, but the battle is won, I would say. Only thing is, I'd say take a 4-pointer just in case, because they could win by LOC advantage. I don't need to do that yet. Why do you guys keep drumming? Oh, it's the house bug, guys. You got to put your infantry in melee, or else they're just going to keep trying to march up and go into the house, which is why you hear them drumming so much. Confused AI noises. So the HRE are skirting around the flank here, and this battle is basically done, I'd say. This is going to be a win for the coalition, unless the French do something major here. Some major stuff. They do have some units rolling over from France, Spain. But this is the place where the battle is left, guys. Piedmont is resting their men, I think. Their men are winded. They don't want to lose. So they're letting France and Italy come to them. Not a bad idea. There's some 6-pounders probably shooting. They're also probably trying to hide in the hills so that the 6-pounders don't get some deathly kills off on them. Got the 6-pounder doing its work, doing what 6-pounder horse artillery should do, which is constantly moving, getting on the flank, not letting them ever get a chance to pin you down. And you can see they are starting to pick at the flank of this 11-point France. Possibly some more infantry going into the house. Brave souls. Getting shot as they go. There's the officer, I think. Yeah, that was the officer. My goodness, they're getting shot point blank by some sappers. Look at this, one sapper is like, yeah, no, not today. And they're gonna stop it before they even make it. Which, yeah, here come the UK. It's gonna be over, sadly, for them. They do have some infantry that are left behind to kind of take on whoever was left over here. Look at this, though. They're going for a one-pointer, and then they're pushing across. What kind of a house is this? Is this a Spanish map? This looks like... This is like something... You can find buildings like this where I live, actually. Old buildings like this where I live. They're very cool adobe structures of sorts. So, it just kind of took me surprised for a second. I was like, that looks familiar, actually. So HRE going to make a massive flank here. And like I said, guys, this is what horse artillery are meant for. You just keep rolling. These poor guys just have to run around the battlefield. I mean, you can tell who the new guy is, you know? Because they're the ones who have to run with the cannon. So they're going to just mobilize right here, sit on the side. I get some canister, maybe. I think the French are probably going to bayonet charge them, maybe. I don't know. But they sure are massing up for attack. Piedmont is going in for some bayonet charges here, driving back whatever is left of the French. They have some grenadiers, which look just amazing. And possibly a general here, but they are starting to break France, and France threw in some more troops, but it's probably not going to be enough here. Piedmont hiding in the hill and forcing this artillery not to be able to do much. Oh, Italy made a massive flank, though, but Piedmont's probably going to stop that and nip it in the bud. This horse artillery is probably going to start just pounding. It's a 6-pounder, guys. That's deadly at this range. Oh, my gosh.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
I suspect that was some canister. And once again, France is going to start pivoting. HRE and the UK. UK is here, thankfully, to help reinforce that area. Over here, looks like actually the UK may be losing this LOC. Maybe. They do have some reinforcements over here, so 1812 is going to help hold this house. Poor guy in the doorway. He's like, dude, don't sit in the doorway. And then another guy's like, I'll sit in the doorway. Shoot. Revenge. You know? So Piedmont's pushed on this flank. It's basically, like I said, guys, yeah, I keep repeating myself. It's over. France is going to start falling back here. I think the only reason that France did not do as well was because their 11 point, they were just scattered. I think they were trying a strategy that just took a little bit too long. Now, anyone, if you were a player in this battle on the French side, please correct me, or, you know, you can tell me what your plan was, or, you know, what happened. From what I saw, though, it looked like 11-point France was here and here. And that may have just not done well because they were split up. Maybe if 11-point had shifted over here, they could have either pushed with Italy right through this canyon and just pushed on the flank as they were pushing over here. You would have taken some losses, but I think it would have been worth it. That's why I save replays of anything I play, and I talk with them, with my teammates afterwards, or with the enemy afterwards, just to kind of get an idea. It's the best way to learn, in my opinion. HRE getting really close here. They're going to get some punishing volleys off here. Forcing back France once again. Italy is gone now. And look at these guys. They're just the champs. Get the royal foot. Just defending this LOC against a couple, you know, weak morale units here. I think they lost their artillery right there. Now what it comes down to is HRE are scary in a line battle, guys. They are scary in a line battle. If you have Cav dominance, then you will do well. I think I'm gonna start fast forwarding here because it's kind of just the same thing. There's not a whole lot to really show. HRE just gonna surround them. You have Piedmont doing their thing still. They are spent. Piedmont did a lot of work in that battle. They played well. Just a couple scattered. Hopefully the French aren't just scattered everywhere. Look at this horse artillery. These guys are just so ballsy. They don't even care. They're just... All right, we got some bayonet charges going in here trying to break that flank of HRE. But France is basically gone. Yeah. And hopefully it's just a horse artillery or a artillery piece here and a general. And that's about it. So I think I'll just skip to the end, guys. I don't think anything else is really happening now if LOC becomes a thing. Yeah, they took the 4-pointer. They were wise. They're like, just in case, you know, just we want to make sure that we take the 4-pointer so that they can't take an LOC snag victory. And there's only 7 minutes left. They're not going to get there in time. Plus, with France or with UK following them, it's just going to be that, just that. So I'll skip to the end, guys, and we will look at the results. All right, guys, just finished the battle. This horse artillery ran up here, and it's going to get a parting shot right into this remaining French unit here. And they had no problem breaking the last unit. Horse artillery got the last kills. What a game. I hope. There we go. All right, so this one was sent in by whoever's playing. Oh, this one was posted by Bolero, I think. Must have been on NTW3. So, very good game. The kills, good grief. 221 with his line infantry. That artillery got some good kills too. The Cav did really good successive charges. You can see 163 other Cav here, 116. They were what was wrecking Italy throughout this match. So good game. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for sticking around. Yeah, if you have any close replays, feel free to post them. I mean, if you post them on NTW3, the Lord's Discord, I'll see them. I sometimes grab them. I don't want to grab all of them because there's other YouTubers there as well. So you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, and I'll catch you all in another video.